Picture this, and I know you've been there. It's like 11 p.m. on a random Tuesday. You're just in your socks, the music is turned way down, and your brain, it just will not shut off after a super stressful day. And then suddenly, you're dragging a massive, heavy dresser across the living room carpet. In that exact moment, you are absolutely 100% convinced that this brand new room layout is going to fix your entire life. Now, your friends or family might joke that you're just picky, right? Or that you just can't make up your mind. But are you actually just restless, or is there something way deeper going on here? Look, as a guy who has definitely found himself staring at the exact same corner of a bedroom, wondering why it just feels off, I can promise you something. This midnight habit, it does not mean you're indecisive. Not at all. What's actually happening is your brain is executing a really complex emotional reset. You can kind of think of it as the illusion of a new life. See, when you get this sudden overwhelming itch to move all your furniture around, you aren't really trying to change the room itself. You're trying to change how you feel inside that room. Shifting your physical environment around is actually this brilliant subconscious coping strategy. It gives your nervous system a desperately needed fresh start from all that mounting daily anxiety. So the core psychology at play here is something called compensatory behavior. Basically, that means using a concrete, totally controllable action to manage abstract anxiety, or situations that just feel entirely out of your hands. Think about it. When your daily life is absolutely flooded with stress, maybe your career is completely overwhelming, or your relationships are feeling super messy, your brain desperately hunts for some kind of predictability. You can't easily control the outside world, right? But you can absolutely control exactly where that bookshelf goes. And honestly, this brilliantly explains that 11 p.m. urge. Just think about massive life changes for a second. Quitting a toxic job, moving to a brand new city, ending a long-term relationship. Those things carry insanely high risk, a massive cognitive load, and honestly, terrifying vulnerability. But moving the couch? Zero risk, 100% agency. Every single time you push a piece of furniture into a new spot, you're getting this rapid hit of power. You're proving to yourself that you still have absolute authority over your own environment. So the real trigger here, the root of it all, is the weight of feeling stuck. I really want you to sit with this for a second. Think about the exact moments this urge hits you the hardest, right? It's almost never when you're perfectly at peace. No way. It hits when your stress is peaking and you just feel trapped. Your mind is basically screaming for some forward momentum, and your body, it's trying to physically act that out in the space right around you. Let's actually look at the neurobiology behind this, because it's wild. Living in the exact same layout for years basically puts your brain on autopilot, but changing it up, that forces your brain to wake up and build a brand new spatial map. Like just waking up to the door on your left instead of your right commands your attention, and it actually triggers a subtle dopamine release. And get this, visually simplifying a cluttered corner literally lowers your cortisol levels, meaning your anxiety drops just by looking at a newly organized space. Now there's this totally fascinating concept from 1980s consumer psychology called the extended self. Think of your room as more than just four walls. Think of it as literally an external hard drive for your identity. Our sense of self is so intimately tied to the physical things we surround ourselves with, and exactly how we choose to arrange them to reflect who we are right in this current phase of life. Which means when you completely dismantle that old room configuration, you're doing something huge. You are subconsciously shedding the ghost of your old layout. You're literally leaving behind the heavy anxiety and the previous super stressed out version of yourself that used to live in that space. If you were burned out or, say, heartbroken in that old layout, moving the furniture is your brain's very literal way of evicting all that emotional baggage.
And that is exactly why psychologists view this midnight habit as environmental mastery. You're building a sanctuary. Seriously, if anyone has ever mocked you for constantly shifting your space around, you've got to stop letting them make you feel crazy. You are taking a chaotic, anxiety-inducing world and building a physical space that perfectly fits your psychological needs, all without actually needing a massive, disruptive life upheaval.
Okay, so how can we deliberately use this to our advantage? Well, here is a practical, step-by-step spatial reset to proactively manage your daily stress without getting totally overwhelmed. First, start by tying your new layout to a specific desired feeling. Like, say you just want calm in the evenings. Then move just one item and stop. Seriously, just a chair or maybe a lamp. Now, notice the shift in focus. Does it lower your daily friction? Live with that change for a single day. You see, you really don't have to overhaul the entire house to get that sweet emotional benefit. Ultimately, what we're doing here is an act of profound resourcefulness. I really want to reassure you that this habit, it's incredibly healthy. The rhythm of sorting and shifting your space around is honestly a form of moving meditation.
It helps lower your anxiety and rewrites your inner story. Because a stagnant room whispers that you're stuck. But a freshly rearranged room, that proves you're highly capable of positive change.
Because look, at the end of the day, a home is an emotional ecosystem. It holds your moods, it holds your memories, and it definitely holds your energy. Organizing and rearranging isn't about achieving some, flawless magazine cover perfection. It's about actively resetting your emotional atmosphere, actively lowering your anxiety, and finding a deep, real sense of belonging in your own life.
Which leaves us with one final, pretty powerful question to ask yourself tonight. What do you want this room to help you do next? Whether it's to sleep better, focus deeper, connect with someone, or honestly, just breathe a little easier, let your layout serve that exact purpose. So go ahead, go shift that furniture, take control of your environment, and step confidently into your next phase of life.